Am I going to be a little confrontational in this video? Yeah. Hey, so Archdeacon Mitch here. Yes, I am an archdeacon in the old Catholic tradition. Atheists are scaredy-cats. Yes, atheists are scaredy-cats. Now, I'm not wearing my collar. I could wear my collar. My guess is that if you're an atheist, you probably don't want me to wear a collar because anybody that has a collar on is an idiot, which is absolutely not true. So I guess I'll just go without the collar so that you'll maybe listen. Listen, here's the deal. If you're an atheist, clearly you're making decisions based on emotions, not based on facts. The facts are that religious people live 5 to 10 years longer than non-religious people on average. The facts are that religious adults are 22% less likely to be depressed. The fact is that religious people on average make 10% more in terms of income and are 16% less likely to be on welfare. Religious people are between 11 and 15%, depending upon which study and which group you're in, whether you're an adult or an adolescent, whatever, are 11 to 15% more likely to report being very happy. Religious people have more friends. The children of religious people and kids who go to church are 20% less likely to suffer from depression. If you go to church, you're far more likely to volunteer, to give to charity, to donate blood, all of that. And churches are twice as diverse on average as individual social circles. So being religious and going to church transform your life. There's no reason not to do it. Furthermore, you are not going to be able to get around the Kalam cosmological argument. God exists. You should read this book. It's by William Lane Craig. It's called Reasonable Faith. You should read Cold Case Christianity by J. Warner Wallace. He's the famous cold case detective who did his research and using his cold case detective skills converted from atheism to Christianity. There are a million factual, concrete reasons to be a Christian. If you're an atheist, it's not based on facts, it's based on fear. I realize that's confrontational. I get it. But you're a scaredy cat. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what you're scared of, and let's address your fears. I think the first fear that you have is that you might be wrong. Lots of people are scared that they might be wrong. But you probably have some deeply held belief that you think that Christians are against. And newsflash, by the way, there's an excellent chance that Christians don't believe what you think they do. We're not monolithic. There are something like 47,000 Christian denominations. We agree on the big top stuff, but not necessarily on the little stuff. And so I would tell you, if you're an atheist, to not be afraid to confront the facts. Look at the counter arguments. Don't be weak. Don't be cowardly. Step up. Don't la 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 la, I'm not listening. You're terrified you might be wrong. Don't be afraid. I think there's another chance that you're probably scared that you're going to be horrified by something that you don't like that's in the religion or in the church. But look, listen to me. It's probably political, more than likely. But good priests and pastors are not political. If a priest or a pastor tells you how to vote, then you should go to a different church. There's about 1 million of them. Now, if you come to my YouTube church, I have never said anything political in a homily or during a church service, and I would never tell you how to vote. Now, is it possible that you're going to change your outlook on some things, or you're going to hear some things that might have political implications? Sure, that's absolutely true. But you know what? Churches are diverse. And so real diversity means that you're okay hearing things that you don't agree with. And so, yes, so you're probably going to experience true diversity. Get over it. You'll be fine. You're probably afraid of some form of rejection. And so there's a likelihood that you think that you're not going to be welcome, or that you're not going to belong. And so that's probably not true either. Maybe you're gay, maybe you're trans, maybe you have a Mike Tyson face tattoo, maybe you have more steel in your face than an Autobot. Trust me, nobody cares. It's 2022. People aren't going to go, oh, don't come in here. It's not going to happen. All those people are welcome. If you want to participate in my YouTube church, you're welcome. I don't care if you have holes in your ears or you're gay or trans or something. Maybe you're scared of finger wagging. Maybe you're scared of someone saying, you shouldn't do that, or whatever. Maybe if you go to some weird extreme church, somebody's going to do that. But I would say this is probably not going to happen. A church that's smart and intelligent is not going to do that. They are a lot smarter and a lot more intelligent than you think they are. St. Paul himself, who is the author of the Pauline epistles in the Bible, was notoriously a persecutor of Christians before he converted to Christianity. St. Peter denied Christ 3 times, and Christ came to help sinners, people who had deep, deep personal faults and difficulties, not people who were perfect. If only perfect people came to church, the pews would be empty, because there are no perfect people. And no self-respecting church is going to finger wag at you. If they do, leave. Go to another one. You're probably also petrified of obligations. You probably feel like you're going to have to participate in a potluck, or you're going to have to donate money or whatever. Those things won't be mandatory. You won't have to do that. Or, God forbid, you might have to actually get out of bed on a Sunday morning and put on clothing. Still, if that terrifies you, then just come to my YouTube live church. But you are going to make friends, and slowly, yes, you're going to transform. And that's probably the biggest thing that you're terrified of, is that you're going to change. Do you think that a caterpillar goes into a cocoon, spins itself up like a mummy, and that's not in some way scary? Every transformation is scary. Were you scared the first time you got up on, you had to walk across the stage and accept your diploma? Yeah, okay. So any change, any growth requires some being terrified. I was just talking to somebody the other day about taking their CPA exam. Is that scary? Yeah, I think there's like 4 different exams. But if you're going to transform to the next level, you have to face the challenge. If you're going to be a Navy SEAL, you got to go to BUD/S. There's always a challenge. So don't be afraid of obligations, and don't be afraid of changing, because if you're afraid of change, then you're going to get stagnant and you're never going to grow. The next thing you're afraid of, you're probably afraid of what your friends would say. You're probably thinking that religious people aren't cool, or that religious people are dorks, okay? Which is crazy. So I just made a little list of people that maybe you think are cool, maybe you don't think they're cool. Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, Tom Hanks, Stephen Colbert, The Rock, Chance the Rapper. Okay? Going to church doesn't make you a dork. All right? The other thing is that maybe you think that you're afraid that your friends are going to say that you're a backward, unscientific idiot. The smartest people in history and on earth are Christians, okay? It's just so painful to have to repeat this stuff over and over and over again. Sir Isaac Newton, the man that invented calculus, was a deeply devout person, and he wrote more on the subject of religion than he did about science. Shakespeare, the most important playwright and poet in history, was a Christian. Ugh. A humble friar named Gregor Mendel is the father of genetic research. A priest by the name of Georges Lemaitre pioneered the Big Bang Theory. Pope Francis speaks 7 languages: Spanish, Italian, Latin, German, French, Portuguese, and English. The greatest philosophical minds of all time are Christian. If you can outthink Alvin Plantinga, then I don't know who you are. If you can outthink William Lane Craig, go for it. Now, is it true that some of your friends are not going to think that you've gone off the deep end? It's possible. Have the courage to be who you really want to be. You're not afraid to have blue hair, are you? And have tattoos all over your body. And all that stuff. Maybe the most radical thing you could do is rearrange your thinking. Now, I'm not better than you. I'm not saying that. I have been in the same boat. I know these things because I was there. Look, I was raised as a Christian. I lost my faith. And then I had to come back to it. And it was so painful. And it was such a huge waste of time. You know, maybe you were a Christian, and that gets into the last thing, and that is that you lost your faith because something frightened you. All right? And what I mean by that is maybe you were a Christian, but someone who is a Christian or someone you trusted betrayed you. There are going to be priests and pastors and fellow members of your church group who are imperfect. There may be some who are even deeply imperfect. Maybe you were a Catholic and the abuse scandals rocked your foundations. Maybe you heard some Christian myth and that frightened you. But don't be afraid. I'm gonna put a link in the description to the Putnam study, which is about all the values of going to church in terms of church friends and well-being and all of that. I'm going to put a link in there to my popular video, 10 Reasons Even Non-Believers Should Go to Church, which contains links to all of those facts. I'm going to put a link in there to my webpage, which contains links to bust all of the most popular anti-Christian myths, so that you can read those. Many of the things people believe about Christianity are just not true. Religions are not the cause of war. Priests and pastors are far less likely to abuse children than public school teachers are. There's a lot of myths out there that people believe that aren't true. So I'm just going to say this. Don't be a big fat scaredy cat. If you are convert to Christianity, if you at least just go to church, you're going to be happier, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be more fulfilled, and you're going to be far more courageous than the person that you are right now. And finally, I dare you to come to YouTube Live Church on this YouTube channel every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Thanks for watching. I got to go do some yard work. Take care.